Welcome to Financials with Ahau. It's such a joy to be together with you as we continue to learn on the Making Wealth series. Today, as the day was ending, I was asking myself what is in my spirit that I'd love for us to share and what is God really speaking to my heart that would be of benefit to the women who are walking this journey and learning together with me in this series. And I thought of your tent. So the last session we talked about enlarging your tent, but I kept asking myself, what does this your tent mean? And as I'm reflecting on it, it comes to mind that it refers to an item of possession. It refers to the place you occupy. So our tents may be different things depending on where we are. But the valuable lesson in all of this is that there is a place we have been set apart for, and there is a place that God can use us in. And as we've been building out, I'll take us back to scripture, and I'll mention two women who we have heard of time and time again, but there are such beautiful examples of the journey that God is taking us on. So the first scripture is from Judges 4, verse 4 through to 5, and it says, Now Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth, was judging Israel at that time, and she would sit under the palm tree of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in the mountains of Ephraim, and the children of Israel came up to her for judgment. We close up there, and we see so beautifully that there's this woman who we've heard about time and time again, and her role was a prophetess, but also serving as a judge. And we see right from the early mentions in scripture that as a woman, she had a key role and she did her work under a palm tree. And that for me just brings to mind that a tent is not only defined by its allure, how big it is, how much you occupy as the worldly term would look at it, but it is a place that you are known for. It is a place that people can access you. So for Deborah, it was under a palm tree. So that brings to mind for us as women, a place where people know of us, a place where people know they can reach us already is a place that refers to a tent, place of presence and a place of being known by us or for us. The next scripture that comes to mind is Judges 4, and this is verse 9. So she said, I will surely go with you. Nevertheless, there will be no glory for you in the journey you are taking, for the Lord will sell Sisera into the hand of a woman. Then Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kedesh. The history here is that the children of Israel were fighting against one of their enemies, and there was a particular leader, Jabin, who was in charge of the army, and he had sent some of his people. And one of the leaders in that he had sent was called Sisera. And here it was being referred to what would happen to that leader. And as they were going out to battle, Deborah was called upon to join the men as they went to battle. And that is where she makes the declaration that this victory will be given to the hand of a woman. And this is where we enter the other woman that we'll speak about, and that's Jael. How Jael then plays a role in the victory of Israel against their enemies. And here for me, I see a key lesson. I see what we have talked about before, partnership, the fact that women play a key role in everything that happens in society. So as women, our place of habitation, our tent, our place of presence, our place of being known is a place where we can serve God. It does not again have to be pompous. It does not again have to be larger than life, but it just needs to be a place where we accept to be used by God. So we move to the next scripture, and that's Judges 4:18. And Jael went out to meet Sisera and said to him, Turn aside, my lord, turn aside to me. Do not fear, And when he had turned aside with her into the tent, she covered him with a blanket. Then he said to her, "Please give me a little water to drink, for I am thirsty." So she opened a jug of milk, gave him a drink, and covered him. And he said to her, "Stand at the door of the tent, and if any man comes and inquires of you, and says, 'Is there any man here?' you shall say, 'No.'" Then Jael, Heber, his wife, took a tent peg and took a hammer in her hand, and went softly to him, and drove the peg into his temple, and it went down onto the ground, for he was fast asleep and weary, so he died. And then as Barak pursued Sisera, Jael came out to meet him and said to him, "Come, I will show you the man whom you seek." And when he went into her tent, there lay Sisera dead with a peg in his temple. Now I know, this looks like serious murder. Yet, I want us to look at on the counter side that this was an enemy of the children of Israel, and they were out to destroy. So God needed to allow for them to be stopped. And one of the ways of stopping them was bringing the life of Sisera to an end. When we see Jael going about her business, and we see that she was in her home serving, just being present, welcoming, but she knew very clearly that this was an enemy who needed to be dealt with. And she had the wisdom to know how to address in the very, very core place of her home where she was just living her regular life. And that is so key for us. I've had it preached before and just shared so widely how Jael was genuinely used by God in her place of habitation. She didn't need to go out. She didn't need to pursue presence. But where she was alert to the hand of God needing her to do something, and was able to arise up and do it. And that for me is such a great charge for us as women. The place of arising to the call, the place of knowing that every opportunity we have to step into an environment, a conversation, a situation, is a place that we can have habitation as our tents and allow for God to use us. It's a challenge. It's key for us to think about it in our finances too, because it means that in every place we are, we begin to ask God, what decisions can we make that are better regarding our finances? What decisions can I be part of that will speak a better outcome or a better future for me in terms of finances? I may not be where I want to be, but I can already start from the place that I am. Thank you so much for listening. As I've urged you since we started, keep journaling, keep writing, keep planning, and going back to it. And the charge today is to ask God, what is my tent? And what can I use in my tent as part of building my wealth? What can I use in my tent to improve my financial condition? Thank you. That's a how. Talk to you soon again.